Anastasia Doboroslova made her lakeside debut in 2007, where she beat Sweden's Carina Ekberg before losing 2-0 to eventual champion Trina Gulliver, who went on to win the title for the 7th year in a row. A year later, Anastasia beat Dee Bateman and Stephanie Smee to move through to the final, where she would have a rematch with Gulliver. In the final, Anastasia won by 2-0, becoming world champion at her second attempt and ending Gulliver's near 8-year unbeaten run in the tournament. In the rest of 2008, she appeared in 2 PDC majors for the first time. First, at the UK Open, which she qualified for by coming through the Northwest Regional Final, where she won her 2 games. This got her into the major, where she faced Robert Thornton on TV in round 1. She managed to push the Scotsman to a deciding leg, but Robert then held and won. Later on in that year, she was invited to play in the Grand Slam by virtue of her world title success. She lost her 3 group games to John Part, Wayne Mardell and Kevin McDine, meaning that she finished with 0 points and was eliminated. Towards the end of the year, she reached the women's final of the BDO World Masters for the first time, but was beaten in the decider by Frances Huntelaar. A few hours after that game, a shocking announcement came out. The PDC released a statement saying that she would compete at their 2009 World Championships at Ali Pali, thereby forfeiting her chance to defend her lakeside title, making a move to the PDC circuit full-time for the following year. In a seemingly farcical move, the statement said that she was given the final place in the preliminary round after the withdrawal of an Indian qualifier, which meant that the spot was given to a Russian representative. No reason was given for this, and it caused controversy. The decision seemed like the PDC had found a way to force Anastasia in, and Eric Bristow was outspoken about it. He stated that there were a lot of top players who were unhappy with it, as they spent lots of money travelling the world hoping to qualify, whereas she had just been invited. He said that he felt sorry for Trina, who had won the world 7 years in a row, but in the first year in which she lost, the winner was invited. He stated that if Anna wanted to join the PDC, travel the world, and earn the ranking points, nobody would complain. He added that he didn't think she was that good of a player, and that Maureen Flowers would have killed her. Trina spoke about the decision, saying that the timing was wrong, and it was a real setback for the event's defending champion to withdraw. Gulliver said that Anastasia could not have done more damage for the women's game, and that the decision was a big kick in the teeth for their development. Despite the criticism, Anastasia went through with the move and appeared at Ali Pali, where she had a walk-on man rather than a walk-on girl. The man in question was the son of MC John McDonald. She lost her preliminary round game 5-3 to Remco van Eyden in a match where both players averaged in the low 80s. She then spent the rest of 2009 on the Pro Tour, where she failed to make it past the last 64 of any event. Despite these poor results, her world title got her a place in the Grand Slam again, where she became just the second female player to beat a male in a major televised event, where she beat Vincent van der Voort in a sudden death leg in the group stage. Despite that win, heavy losses to Phil Taylor and Mark Webster meant that she finished bottom of the group. She ended the year by attempting to qualify for Ali Pali through the Russian qualifier, where she lost in the final. In 2010, she only made the last 32 on the Pro Tour once. She also didn't get a spot in the Grand Slam or UK Open. In that year, the PDC held a Women's World Championship for the first and only time ever. This came after the BDO rejected an offer from the PDC to buy them. The Lakeside qualifiers were not allowed to compete in it, and only the final was on a televised stage. Anastasia was the only player who didn't have to qualify, as she was already a member of the PDPA. She won 3 games to reach the semi-final, where she was beaten in a decider by eventual champion Stacey Bromberg. She was also beaten in the final of the Russian World Championship qualifier for the 2nd year in a row. That meant that her only TV appearance of the year came at the first ever World Cup, where her and Roman Konchakov beat Gibraltar 6-4 before losing 6-2 to Scotland. Then in February of 2011, it was announced that Anastasia had resigned her PDPA membership and was returning to play in BDO and WTF events. In a letter to the BDO, she stated that she'd received bad advice in the past, but now fully intended to commit to the BDO. However, in her first World Championship back, there was more controversy, which many fans felt could make her leave the BDO for the PDC again. She began her campaign with a comfortable quarter-final win over Julie Gore, which was not shown on live TV in the UK, as the broadcasters were not showing the women's event live. Anastasia stated that this decision was disgusting and frustrating. Her win set up a big semi-final clash with Trina Gulliver. 30 minutes before the game, there was more controversy as she was told by an official to change her flights, likely due to the fact that they had unicorn sponsorship on them. Anastasia was given no explanation of this. She continued to use the same flights and went on to beat Gulliver 2-0. Following the game, a match report posted onto the official BDO website was very critical of Anastasia and clearly one-sided. I will now read some of the article. In a repeat of the 2008 World Final, the Somerset third seed failed for the first time to reach the final as the unseeded East European played mind games to topple the Golden Girl. Arrogance and self-confidence exuded from the Russian, but Gulliver let her darts do the talking and took the opening leg against the throw after Dobromoslova missed 10 doubles. It went on to include accusations of slow play and further mind games. This upset Anastasia, and rightly so, with many fans and players expressing how they felt it was wrong. A spokesman for the BDO said that they employed a freelance, unbiased journalist to write their match reports and that they stood by the report. This was shocking. She went on to beat Dieter Hedman 2-1 in the final, becoming a two-time world champion. However, many felt that the article controversy overshadowed the win. Anastasia said that the BDO officials clearly hadn't forgiven her for leaving back in 2009 and that she was seriously considering moving to the PDC again. However, she chose to stay with the BDO and won her third world title in the following year, beating Lisa Ashton 2-1 in the final. Anastasia didn't reach another world final until 2018, where she was beaten 3-1 by Ashton. She secured a return to Ali Pali for the 2019 PDC World Championship after winning the Rest of the World Women's Qualifier. She lost 3-0 to Ryan Joyce in the first round, averaging just 77 in the process. Her career has stalled over recent years as her Russian nationality has seen her banned from WTF events, including the 2022 World Championships, which she had qualified for. She did play in 20 of the 24 PDC Women's Series events in 2023 under a neutral flag. She finished 10th on the order of merit, having reached back-to-back finals at events in September. Her average for the year was just 70.8, the 17th highest on the tour. Thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe as currently only 11% of you are. Also, turn on notifications so that you don't ever miss a new upload.